on our backs today, because I don't know about you, but my hips have been talking to me because it is, a lot of sitting in chairs. So just go ahead and lie down on your back and just find a comfortable spot. Cross your right leg over your left and just take a minute and notice how that feels. And as you're here, doing nothing other than just crossing the legs, you can have your hands out to the side, palms facing up, or if it feels nicer, you can rest your hands up your belly and just close your eyes and begin to notice your breath. And as this ankle is crossed over your knee, you could just slowly, with each inhale, just start to let that knee open up to the side. And then exhale, hold where it is. And then on your next inhale, draw your left knee in toward your chest, just deepening that stretch just a little bit. And here, if you feel like you need a little bit more pressure, you could take your right hand just to the inside of your right knee and just give it a little push, opening up just a little bit more. I'm just enjoying this stretch. And both feet are active here, so just flexing at the ankle. And noticing also what's happening to that left leg. So draw the left knee in toward the right ankle. With each inhale, expanding the belly, let it rise. And with each exhale, let it go. The sacrum, back of the hips drop in toward the floor. Take one more big breath here. And then just plant that left foot back down on the ground. Keep the right leg crossed over. And you're going to take your right foot toward the left side of your mat. So just drop the left knee to the side. Little tiny twist here through the side of your waist. Try to keep your shoulders on the floor. So if your right foot doesn't connect to the floor, that's okay. Just go to where you start to feel that opening through the side of the waist. The upper body stays grounded on the floor. And just notice how that sensation changes with the breath as you inhale, lifting and expanding through the side of your waist. And exhale, letting go, ground it out. And take one more big inhale. And then slowly draw that knee back up to center. You can just slowly uncross the right leg. Draw the soles of your feet together. And just open the knees to the side. So Baddha Konasana, just a little opening through the hips. And here, notice the sensation, how that changes through the back of the hips as it opens to the inside of the thighs. And these knees don't need to go anywhere close to the floor. If you've got blocks or it feels tight, you can certainly support the knees with any props that you have. And take one more big inhale. And exhale. And then you can use your hands or however you like, just draw those knees back up to center. Make sure the feet are hip width apart. And we'll take the left ankle and cross it over the right knee. And just as we did on the other side, with each inhale, expand, maybe let that knee fall out to the side. Keep that left foot active, flexing the toes, draw the toes toward your shin. And then as you're ready, if you like, you can draw the right knee in toward the chest. And just notice how that changes the sensation, not only in your hips, but also the back body and your breath. As we begin to engage the muscles a little bit more actively, and pushing the left ankle into your right knee and drawing the right knee in toward your left ankle. It's very active, even though we're holding in one spot. And then slowly plant that right foot back down onto the floor and moving the left sole of the foot over to the right edge of the mat, just keeping that crossover. And again, here, noticing upper back on the floor. This side might be totally different, so maybe you'll get either deeper or less deep, and wherever you are, that's just great. As you inhale, expand through the side of the waist. And as we move through the different postures today, just use it as an opportunity to reflect on how your body feels in each position. Paying attention to any places where your breath catches, or maybe isn't flowing as smoothly as you would like. Places that feel a little extra tight. And taking the time to really nourish those spots. So that might be giving them a little extra push if need be, or backing off just a little, depending on what your body needs. Good, and then slowly draw that knee back up to center, uncross the ankle, and once again, draw the soles of the feet together, open the knees out to the side. And notice any difference here in the body from before. And slowly draw those knees back to center. Just move your heels so they're close to your hips. Feet are hip width apart. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, press the feet into the floor and slowly begin to lift your hips for bridge pose. As you inhale, look down the center line of the body. Notice the belly rise. And as you exhale, press the feet a little firmer into the floor, tucking your chin so that neck and spine are aligned. One more time, big inhale through the belly. And as you exhale, press the feet into the floor, lift the hips one more time. And then slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And draw your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can rock back and forth or side to side, whatever feels nice. And then grabbing behind your knees, just roll up and down the spine. And eventually come into a seated position and just walk yourself onto your hands and knees. Coming into tabletop position, tucking your toes under so that it's nice and active. Reach your right arm out alongside your right ear and just notice the opening through the side of the waist. Go ahead and slide your left toes behind you. You can keep them on the mat or you could lift that leg. Think about drawing the shoulder onto the back. So you're reaching the fingertips nice and long, but keeping the shoulder blade rooted on the back body. Breathing here, slow and steady. And then slowly release that hand, release the foot. And take the left hand and just reach it out alongside your ear. Notice how that feels. So I noticed that my right hip wanted to tip to the right. Make sure you're trying to stay square. Slide those right toes behind you and perhaps lift the foot, keeping everything really active here. Drawing the shoulder onto the back, reaching the fingertips forward. Good, and then slowly plant the hands, release the legs, tuck the toes, and lift your hips up into downward dog. And just walk it out. Feeling into this spot, you maybe haven't, if you're like me, haven't been here in a while. Draw the shoulders onto the back. Lift the rib cage and just tip the hips. And slowly lift your right leg up nice and high. We're going to stack right hip over left. So opening through that hip, lift at the knee, press the hands into the floor so that your right shoulder is as active as the left. You might look under your left shoulder to see your foot. Lift the knee one more time. Really open through the hips. And then square that foot up. Release the foot. Inhale and ripple forward into high plank. Pushing the floor away from you. And then exhale, hips back up to downward dog. Slowly lift the left leg up nice and high. Really notice how that feels just in that square spot. And then start to rotate and lift that hip over your right hip. Breathing slow and steady, lift that knee. Perhaps look under the shoulder, see that left foot. Notice that left shoulder, push it strongly into the mat so that both shoulders stay square. It's just the hips that are twisting here. And then stack that left foot back over the left hip and lower the foot down. One more time, ripple forward, high plank. As you inhale, reach the heart forward. As you exhale, downward dog. Let's flow through that a couple more times. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, ripple forward. And exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up nice and high. Draw your knee in toward your nose. And exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, ripple forward, draw it toward your nose. Really feel your abdominals here. Exhale, press it back up. This time, inhale toward the nose. Flip it between your hands. And come all the way up into high lunge. Sink down into that lunge. Draw that back hip forward. Reach the arms up alongside your ears. As you inhale, reach up, grab your left hand. Draw your left hand toward the right side of the mat. Opening through the left side of the body. Keep sinking into that lunge. Pull that back hip forward. Right heel comes toward the left knee. Lift with each inhale up and over, exhale. Good, and then inhale, come up to center. Release the hands, release onto the mat, step back to downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. And when you're ready, inhale the left leg up nice and high. On your next inhale, ripple forward, draw that knee in toward your nose, really squeeze the abs. Exhale, lift the foot. Inhale, ripple forward, knee to nose. Exhale, Rest back. One more time. This time, inhale, knee to nose. Step that foot between your hands. Sweep the arms up. High lunge. Good. So you want a little tuck of the tailbone here as you draw that back hip forward, reaching the arms up. So lifting through the rib cage, lifting through the armpits, but keeping the shoulders rooted on the back. Grab your right wrist as you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, draw the right hand over to the left. With each inhale, maybe lift a little higher. With each exhale, over to the side. One more time, inhale, exhale. Inhale, draw the arms back up. Plant the hands, this time step forward to forward fold. Please grab the backs of your ankles with your hands. So really wrap them around and draw as much as you can. Your forearms behind your shins. Bend the knees as much as you need to and just roll the body forward so you can start to draw your face toward your shins. If this feels okay, you can begin to straighten your legs, making yourself into a tight little sandwich. So here we're pulling on our ankles, drawing the upper body toward the shins and lifting the hips toward the ceiling. If you can find some calm in this spot. And just release the ankles. Slide your hands onto your shins. Extend the spine, low. Half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, extend the spine, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, take the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Sweep the arms up. High lunge. Good, this time sweep your right arm under your left, twist them like ropes, and lift the elbows. So opening through the shoulders and upper back. Sink deeply into this high lunge. Notice if your left toes are grabbing your mat. See if you can let that go. Sink into your hip, lift the elbows. Good. Using your core strength, inhale, and as you exhale, draw the belly in. Lower your elbows to the inside of your left knee. As you inhale, come back up, reach those arms up, and exhale, pull the belly in. Draw the elbows to the inside of the knee. One more time, inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, draw the elbows to the inside of the knee. Good, inhale, come all the way up, untwist the arms, reach up, and exhale, plant the hands, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, extend the spine, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, swan dive forward. Plant the hands, step your left foot all the way back. Sweep the arms up. High lunge. Sink into it. So you've been here a few times. I just noticed my hands are out here in front, so don't get tired. Stay energized. Draw the shoulders, the biceps alongside your ears. Sink down deeply. And then sweep your left arm under your right. Reach the elbows up toward the ceiling. So here you're lifting through the core as much as you're also opening through the back and shoulders. So as you inhale, lift your elbows a little higher. And as you exhale, tuck the belly, roll down, draw those elbows to the inside of your right knee. Follow with the length of your breath. Take as long as you need to. Inhale, come back up. And exhale. Draw those elbows inside of your knee. Inhale one last time. And exhale one more time. Rolling forward, pull the belly in. Really use the core here. Sink into that front heel. Then inhale, come all the way back up. Unhook your arms, reach up. And exhale, plant the hands, step forward to forward fold. Heel toe, your feet together to touch. Little space and gap behind your heels here, but toes are together. Sink the hips down. So notice how that might cause your toes to pull off the mat. That's okay. You actually want that weight sitting in the back of your hips. Good, and then sweep the arms up. See if you can lift up chair pose. So really squeeze the knees together here. Sit down, but then lift the upper body. So you're getting some traction through the low back here as you reach up. So with each inhale, lift up. With each exhale, sink a little deeper. Pull the belly in to support your low back. Good, take 2 more breaths here. Good, and then inhale, press into the heels, draw the right knee up. And exhale, press it behind you. Hinge forward, warrior 3. Good, really reach the fingers, reach that foot behind you, making a gorgeous T shape. Awesome. On your next inhale, draw that knee back up. Exhale, release the foot. Hands come to heart center. So toes are together to touch still. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Setting up for the other side. Halfway lift. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold deeply. See if you can touch your nose to your shins. And then sit your hips down. Sit back into your heels. As you inhale, sweep the arms up and sit down. As you inhale, really lift through the belly. As you exhale, sit the hips down. 2 more big breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Same other side. As you inhale, press into your heels, draw that left foot up. And as you exhale, take it behind you. Reach those arms forward. See if you can square your hips. So really reaching arms, reaching feet, as if you're being pulled in 2 directions. Breathing slow and steady. Good, on your next inhale, draw that knee back up. And as you exhale, hands come down to heart center. Follow along, hinge all the way forward. Good, and then inhale, extend the spine halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to down dog. So here is a resting spot. You can either stay in down dog, or if you need a little break, you can go into child's pose. Whatever feels best in your body. So let's see if we can remember all of the various steps, if we can put them all together. And this will be your opportunity to correct me if I've headed you in a different or wrong direction. So begin by inhaling the right leg up nice and high. Stack that right hip over your left. Lift your knee. Beautiful. One more inhale here. And then square the right leg back up. On your next inhale, ripple forward, draw the knee to your nose. As you exhale, extend that leg up. And inhale, again, knee to nose, really working your core. Exhale, extend that leg back. This time, inhale, knee to nose. Pop that foot forward and reach the arms up. Sink down deeply. Catch your left wrist with your right hand and draw the left hand over to the right side of your mat, opening through the side of your waist. Good, and then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, down dog. Left side, inhale the left leg up nice and high. Stack the left hip over right. Be sure you're lifting that left knee, pressing the left shoulder into the mat. 2 more breaths here. With each inhale, maybe lifting that knee just slightly more. Gorgeous, and then draw that left leg back to square. As you inhale, ripple forward, draw your knee toward your nose. As you exhale, lift that leg behind you. Keep it nice and strong. Inhale, ripple forward, knee to nose. Really draw your hip and ribs together. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw your knee to your nose. Step that foot forward. Sweep the arms up. High lunge. This runner's lunge is fabulous also for lots of seated chair work. Catch your right wrist with your left arm. Draw the right arm over to the left side of your mat. Keep drawing that right hip forward, sink into the left heel. Really opening through the side of your waist. Good, and then inhale, come back up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step forward, the forward fold. Inhale, extend your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, draw your left arm under your right. Reach the elbows up. As you exhale, pull the belly in. Draw the elbows to the inside of the left knee. As you inhale, again, extend the arms. Maybe moving toward a little back bend here. And as you exhale, pull the belly in. Draw the elbows to the inside of your knee. One more time, inhale. Reach the elbows up. Exhale, whoops, draw yourself toward the inside. If you lose your balance, that's just fine. Inhale, reach up, uncross. And exhale, plant the hands, step forward. Let it go, forward fold. Inhale, extend the spine, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Take your left foot, step all the way to the back of the mat, and inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, sweep your right arm under your left, lift through your elbows. Good, and as you exhale, draw the belly in. Elbows come to the inside of that right knee. Potential back bend here as you inhale, tuck the hips. Lift the arms up. As you exhale, pull that belly in, hinge forward inside the right knee. One more time. Inhale. Full length of the breath. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Hinge forward. And then inhale, come all the way up. Uncross the arms, reach up. And exhale, hands on either side of that front foot, step forward and walk your toes together. Hinge forward. And here, again, trying to draw the nose to your shins. Taking a little break here, catching your breath if you need it. Being sure to take a break anytime that you like. As you inhale, extend your spine halfway. As you exhale, fold forward. Sit those hips down into your chair, Utkatasana. Sweep those arms up. Sit into it. Really squeeze your knees together. Really tuck the tail. Sit down. Lift the upper body. Good. With each inhale, reaching the arms up. With each exhale, sinking the hips down. Feels so good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then inhale, straighten up. Take your right leg with you. And exhale. Send it behind you. Hinge forward. Beautiful. Reach forward and back. Good. Same thing here. Biceps alongside the ears, but shoulders onto the back. As you reach forward and reach back. Good. We're going to add a little on here. As you inhale, draw that knee back up. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. And sit down. So here, if it doesn't feel balanced or comfortable to keep your arms lifted, you can always take them to your hips or in prayer at heart center. It feels good for you, but I want you to really sit into it so you get that stretch through the outside of your hip. Take one more breath here, and then inhale, lift that knee. Release the foot, toes together to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center and hinge all the way forward. Forward fold. Inhale, extend the spine halfway left. Exhale, release down, sink the hips. Sit into your heels, sweep the floor. Utkatasana. Really squeeze the knees together, sink down a little deeper. Pull the belly in, support your low spine. Here, that little tiny tailbone tuck makes a massive difference in how you feel that traction in your spine. So if you feel a lot of pinching sensation in your low back, definitely come out of it a little. That little tail tuck will make a difference and help with that. Good, inhale, come all the way up. Draw your left knee with you. And as you exhale, send it behind you. Hinge forward. Warrior three. Really reach fingertips forward. Sole of the foot behind you. Breathing slow and steady. And then inhale, draw that left knee. This time adding on. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Sink into that chair. Feeling it, noticing it, the difference or sameness on this side to the other side. Sit a little deeper. Beautiful. Good, and then inhale, press into the foot, lift the knee, release the foot, release the hands, and just stand for a minute in Tadasana, mountain pose. Ooh, really enjoying the sensations in your body. Just take a minute. Notice where you feel And either sending breath there to support or mind-muscle connection, letting go of tension if it's there. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, swan forward. Take the right foot, step it all the way to the back of the mat, spin that back heel down 90 degrees, and then windmill your way up, warrior two. So we won't be here too long today, but I really just wanted to give you that opportunity to really think about squaring and sitting. You've been practicing on multiple planes with our chair and our warrior three and our high lunge. How does this feel for you today? In our fierce warrior two, sending the weight into the back foot, sink a little deeper into the right knee. As we're really sinking, not moving that knee over the toes, but rather sitting deeply. Good, and then straighten that front leg. Flip your palms, hinge your weight over that left foot, and then just take it right up to the sky, Trikonasana. So here, depending on what's happening with your neck, it might make sense just to look down at the floor. If your neck is feeling okay, you could look up toward your right fingertips. Maybe you can even reach toward the floor a little more, noticing the stretch through the right side of the waist, but also engaging your left side. So using it there to keep you nice and strong. And then inhale, come back to center. And then windmill your hands on either side of that front foot. Step forward to forward fold. Inhale, extend the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back, spins down 90 degrees, windmill your way out. So you want that right heel to be in line with your left mid-arch. And once again, really think about squaring through your hips, stacked right over, and then sit down into that right knee. So if you need to scooch your feet out one way or another, go ahead and do that so that you can keep that beautiful alignment. Notice what's happening with your arms. See if you can square them up in one plane. And then just enjoy the breath flowing in and out of the body in the strongest of poses. Beautiful, and then straighten that right leg, flip your palms, reach the right hands over the right toes, and then just windmill your arms so that shoulders stack on top of one another. You can slowly reach that right hand down toward the floor. Keep lifting through your core. So we don't want to dump the weight into the waist. We want to actually lift through the waist as we reach up and reach down. So here, that left arm draws a little bit toward the back side of your body, stacking shoulders on top of each other. Good, and then inhale, come back, warrior two. And slowly windmill your hands on either side of that front foot. This time step back to down dog. Lower your knees, take them out nice and wide, and slowly rest back, child's pose. So here in child's pose, as you exhale each time, see if you can let your forehead just drop a little closer to the earth. And if you need to raise the floor by stacking fists on top of one another, that's totally fine. Or on the back of your hand. Here we're trying to get our hips to our heels. Not easy for a lot of us. One little trick though is to use the palms of your hands, push back and lift through your rib cage, and then let everything sink toward the floor. So again, we don't want pain sensation here, but we do want a nice active stretch. I think child's pose for me is kind of the ultimate yin yang, because we're holding, it's that yin, grounding, resting, and yet it's active at the same time. We're really working to sit our hips onto our heels and move the body into that grounded space. So it feels a little bit like a combo to me always. When you're ready, you can use your hands and draw yourself up onto hands and knees. And tuck your toes under one last time. And one more time, come up into down dog. We're going to set up for pigeon here. So you're going to inhale your right leg up nice and high. Draw your right knee to your right elbow and switch across your right ankle to meet toward your left wrist. It may not go exactly there. We're aiming for a parallel-ish setup across the top foot, but for most of us, there'll be a little angle there. And really, I'm always more interested in that back leg, making sure it's parallel to the back edge of your mat. And then also working on the hips so that our tendency is always to sit toward the hip that's out in front. And so here, trying to move that left hip so that it's also equally distant from the floor. So it might not be totally centered for you, and that's okay, depending on how tight your hips are. I've been doing some hiking, so mine kind of tight today. I did a trail yesterday called the Elevator, which I think speaks for itself. I just about wanted to give up, and I realized partway up that you cannot really stop the momentum where you really literally are in the elevator. That's the cable has snapped and you're headed to the floor. So you can head into resting pigeon if you like, or I'm going to plant my right hand on the floor, draw my right shoulder behind me so that my shoulders stay square, draw the left heel toward my seat, and then reach behind with my left hand and grab for that, the tops of my toes. So I'm going to get a little extra quadricep stretch here. So totally optional. See how you're feeling. If you're here, see if you can keep your shoulders square to the front as you use that hand to pull your heel toward your seat. And then just releasing that down. And you can head into resting pigeon. So here, again, you can stack fists on top of one another. You could be on top of the backs of your hands, wherever you are. To see if you can find some rest in this very active pose. And of course, most of us will feel it fairly intensely, not only in the outside of the hip, but also at the inside. So see if you can just send some breath into the spots that are particularly sticky for you. And then here, also resting and seeing if you can move your shoulders away from your ears, letting them relax. And take one more big breath here. And then slowly use your hands to push yourself back up. Tuck your left toes if they're not already, and just sweep that right leg behind you. You can give it a shake or any kind of movement that feels good. And we'll do it on the left side. So lift the left leg nice and tall. And then draw the left knee to the left elbow, sweep that left ankle across to your right wrist, and then walk the right leg back so that you can, again, work on squaring up those hips. And looking for that alignment in your body, making sure that they're sending the right hip a little closer to the floor if you can. If you want to add that quadricep stretch, just making sure your shoulders are square, reach your right hand back and just draw. So depending on your flexibility, you might be able to draw that heel quite close to your seat. You can see that I'm not so much, and that's okay. You can draw your shoulders as square as possible toward the front edge of your mat, lifting your heart. This is a tall, proud stretch. And then releasing that foot back down, tucking the toes back under, and then moving yourself into a resting place. And this side might feel, again, quite different than the other. I really like active feet in this pose, so I keep my back toes tucked under, and my front toes really trying to draw the pinky toe toward my shins with this front foot as well. I find it just keeps me mindful of what's happening in the body, even as I'm trying to relax. And take one more big breath here. And as you exhale, really let it go. Feel the grounding sensation beneath you. And slowly push your hands up. Tuck those toes. Sweep that left leg behind you. And then looking toward the top edge of your mat, start to tiptoe your way up so that you can come into a comfortable seat and just roll yourself down onto your back and give yourself a little squeeze, drawing your knees into your chest. Here, we're going to use our bound angle, but with our feet above our hips this time. So draw the soles of your feet together. You can grab at your ankles. You can look down the center line of your body and just hang out here and notice how that feels. If it might be nice to wiggle around a little, choose wherever it feels nice for you and just hold here. Notice what's happening with your legs. And then slowly lower those feet down onto the floor, keeping your feet pressed together as you let those hips open. So if you feel the low back pull away from the floor, see if you can just pull the belly in to keep the low back on the floor as your knees move out to the side. And again, here you can have hands on hips or belly if that feels good, or out to the side, whatever feels nicest for you. And then draw those knees back together. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee, and draw your left knee in toward your chest. This time we'll do a full thread the needle, so grabbing behind the back of your thigh, or around the front of your shin, whatever is easiest. Flexing both feet. Really draw your knee toward your chest as you push away with that right ankle. Knee out to the side. That last little stretch through the outside of the hip. And then release the left foot on the floor. This time a little bit different. Instead of taking our sole of the foot on the floor, this time we're going to draw our right knee to the floor. So knees move to the right side of your mat. Again, shoulders on the floor. In this twist, you can take your hands out wide in a T shape if that feels nice, or even into cactus arms. You can have a little passive stretch of your neck if you like, turning it to the left. And just notice how the left side of your waist feels here. Lovely. And then just drawing your gaze back to center, draw those knees back up one more time, uncross the foot, draw both knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Release the right foot onto the mat, cross your left ankle over your right knee and draw your right knee toward your chest, threading the needle. Active feet, active breath. It's often in these poses on the floor that you can really get a sense of what your spine is up to. So notice if one hip seems higher than the other, or one shoulder off the floor more than the other, and see if you can even it out a little. And then draw that right foot back onto the floor. Hands can come out wide again in a T shape or cactus arms. And this time both knees head to the left side of the mat. And gaze to the right. Sending breath into any sticky spots, grabby spots, spots that don't feel right. Being sure to listen to your body backing out of any places that begin to send you a pain sensation. And slowly draw the knees back up to center. Draw both knees in toward the chest. Last time. You can rock back and forth, side to side, whatever feels nice. I always appreciate a little massage through the sacrum. Do what feels right for you. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to set yourself up for Shavasana. So feet are wide, but not too wide, just where they feel really natural. Toes flap open. We want our shoulder blades rooted onto the mat, so do any movement that you need to make that happen. Traditionally, we say palms up, but you want your hands to feel like they're fully supported and relaxed wherever they are. So it's always worth it to shimmy around and make sure that you are in the best spot for you. And then once you're there, let go of your day. Let go of the need to control your body and your breath. And let go of thoughts that arise that might send you twitching or scratching. And just be fully grounded. At ease. At peace. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back into your body. Begin to notice the rise and fall of your belly with each breath. Begin some movement, starting to be really tiny at first and then growing as you are feeling more and more awake. And when you feel ready, you can roll onto your preferred side for a breath or two. And then very carefully using your hands to push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Just taking a breath or two. And I thought, because it's been running around in my head, I feel like that's a sign that I should chant it. I'm going to chant the welcome that we use in Anusara yoga, which is the tradition that I was trained in. We'll chant it 3 times. If you happen to know it, you can feel free to chant along. Otherwise, you can just enjoy the sound. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Saccidananda Murtaye Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Saccidananda Murtaye Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice.